The emperor's got no clothes. Fired White House doc spills the beans on Mr. Trump Epstein orange secrets creeping health train wreck. Trump is making people starve. No health care. People suffering, dying on the streets attacked by ICE, even Americans, boat explosions, and this dude is not even supposed to lead. He is legally declined and should be served Section 2, Chapter 4. Everything he has done is invalid. I think now is the time to do your jobs and get him out the office, all of them as of now, and arrest them all. Oh, sweet Jesus on a pogo stick, if this doesn't take the cake. Or in this case, the Big Mac wrapper. I've been waiting for the other shoe to drop. And boy, did it just clobber us all like a bad sequel to Asterisk Weekend at Bernie's Asterisk. Picture this. A fired White House doctor, one of those poor saps who probably signed up to patch up paper cuts from signing executive orders, finally snaps and goes full whistleblower on national TV, laying bare the crumbling facade of Mr. Trump Epstein orange secrets so-called. Peak physical condition. Yeah, you read that right. On November 2, 2025, mere hours ago, this brave soul sat down with a mic and spilled the tea hotter than a Florida summer. The man's health is circling the drain faster than a clogged Mar-a-Lago toilet. And the whole administration's been papering over it with Sharpie-scribbled doctor's notes and deflection dances worthy of a Vegas lounge act. As an independent scribe who spent the better part of a decade calling out the grift, the lies, and the spray-tan cover-ups from my little corner of the resistance press, far from the Klieg lights of cable news where both sides is code for let's not upset the advertisers. Let me tell you, this isn't just gossip fodder for the group chat. This is the emperor's new clothes moment we've all been whispering about, and the tailor's run out of thread. Let's start with the bombshell itself, because if you're just scrolling through your feed dodging Auntie's pyramid scheme memes, you might have missed the fireworks. Dr. Elena Vasquez, yeah, that's her name, the one who got the boot back in July after irreconcilable differences. With the Oval Office ego machine, went on a no-holds-barred interview with Asterisk the Atlantic Asterisk S No BS Health Desk, and honey, she didn't hold back. Exceptional health. That's the biggest load of horse manure I've shoveled since med school, she said, her voice steady as a surgeon's scalpel, eyes flashing like she was exorcising demons. Vasquez, a decorated Navy doc with 20 years under her belt treating everything from battlefield bleeds to beltway hypochondria, was Mr. Trump Epstein Orange Secret's personal physician from day one of his second term, January 2025, when the confetti was still settling and the denial was fresh. She was there for the routine checkups, the late-night McDonald's runs disguised as energy boosts, the endless golf cart parades that passed for physical therapy. And what she saw. A 79-year-old body betraying its owner like a faulty toupee in a windstorm. Chronic venous insufficiency turning his legs into swollen, bruised tree trunks. A heart cardiac age. That's more like 75 on a bad day, not the mythical 65 the latest memo claims, and cognitive lapses that make Biden's gaffes look like TED talks. Vasquez didn't just drop hints, she unloaded the clip. Remember those hand bruises that had Twitter, X, buzzing like a hornet's nest from December 2024 through March 2025. The ones the White House waved off as handshake hazards from glad-handing donors. Turns out, per her account, they were red flags for that Venice issue, where blood pools in the veins because the little valves are shot, common in older folks who pound red meat and diet cokes like it's a religion, but a screaming siren for a guy whose job involves staring down nuclear codes. He's on aspirin as a prevention regimen. She quoted the official line from current Doc Sean Barbabella, that yes-man who wouldn't know independence if it bit him on the ass. But Vasquez, she called BS. Aspirin's discouraged for septuagenarians without a prior event. It's thinning blood that's already a mess, risking bleeds that could turn a stubbed toe into an ER sprint. And the legs. swollen ankles that puff up after 18 holes, forcing compression socks under those ill-fitting suits. Socks he ditches for photo ops because vanity trumps veins every time. In her interview, she detailed a July 2025 Walter Reed visit where Mr. Trump Epstein Orange Secrets arrived in a wheelchair he swore was just for the X-ray, only to hobble out with a cane he later denied needing. Mobility issues aren't vanity projects, they're harbingers, she said. Facial paralysis episodes, what they call Bell's palsy flares. That's neuropathy creeping in, tied to the vascular mess and that god-awful diet. But oh, the cognitive cocktail, that's the gut punch that lands like a sucker punch from a heavyweight. Vasquez described nights in the residence where he'd ramble mid-briefing, mixing up timelines like a drunk uncle at Thanksgiving, confusing the 2020 election with 2024, calling Putin Sleepy Joe. In a slip that had aides exchanging oh shit glances. The MoCA test from April 2025, that Montreal cognitive assessment where he supposedly aced a 30/30. Guided, she alleged, with prepped answers and multiple takes, echoing the 2015 letter from his old doc that he later admitted dictating himself. He's sharp in bursts, like a prizefighter landing haymakers, but the stamina's gone. Word-finding fails, memory loops. He'll ask the same question 3 times in an hour, then rage when you remind him. Vasquez tied it to the trifecta. Vascular decline starving the brain of oxygen, sleep apnea from that extra chin or 5, and stress from a presidency that's more cage match than Oval Office. A September YouGov poll backs her up. Nearly 2/3 of Americans think his age is tanking his governance, 49% spotting outright decline. Yet the White House memo from October 10, post his second yearly checkup in 6 months, gushes exceptional health with a cardiac age of 65. That's spin doctoring on steroids. Literally, if you count the whispers of off-label performance enhancers to keep the rallies raging. This isn't sour grapes from a disgruntled ex-employee. Vasquez got pink-slipped after pushing for full disclosure. Blood work, full MRI results, not just the cherry-picked, perfect scan Mr. Trump Epstein Orange Secrets bragged about last week. The MRI was clean on tumors, sure, she said, but riddled with white matter hyperintensities, ministrokes, vascular insults that scream dementia risk. Experts like Dr. Sanjay Gupta piled on in follow-ups, calling it a red flag parade. Chronic conditions unaddressed, aspirin roulette, and a refusal to release raw data that even Kamala Harris handed over without a peep. Rep. Jasmine Crockett, that firebrand from Texas, launched a probe October 10, demanding answers on everything from private braces to the facial paralysis. Incidents that look like stroke aftermaths. Crockett's letter to Barbabella, a masterpiece of measured fury. Whether health issues interfere with duties, the basis for claiming fitness. No response yet, but the silence is deafening like the crickets in Mar-a-Lago's echo chamber. Dig deeper, and this exposé isn't isolated. It's the crack in the dam that's been leaking since Inauguration Day. Flash back to the campaign trail. Mr. Trump Epstein Orange Secrets mocking Biden's senior moments while slurring through speeches, pausing mid-sentence like a scratched vinyl. Post-win, the bruises bloomed, right hand mottled purple in December cabinet photos, left ankle ballooning during a January border jaunt. White House spin. Aspirin and handshakes. July diagnosis drops. Chronic venous insufficiency, but framed as mild swelling managed with elevation. Vasquez says elevation meant propping feet during calls with Zai, while aides fetched ice packs. And the second, Walter Reed trip October 9, billed as routine. But it was follow-up on that MRI he casually mentioned, the one raising hackles because why not do it in-house if it's so benign? The Hill's November 2 piece nails it. No incentive for truth when your boss holds the pink slip and the nuclear football. The human, hell, the national cost, catastrophic. A president with foggy recall green-lighting drone strikes. We've seen the body counts. vascular woes sidelining him mid-crisis, like that Gaza ceasefire he brokered from a golf cart, shaky at best. Polls show trust in his fitness at 35%, per YouGov, with independents fleeing faster than rats from the Titanic asterisk. Yet the MAGA faithful lap up the "he's a fighter" narrative, blind to the fighter who's winded after 2 rounds. Vasquez's plea: release the records. Let voters, not sycophants, decide fitness. Crockett's investigation could force it, but with GOP majorities stonewalling, it's a long shot. Independent media like mine, we're the megaphone in the wilderness, amplifying Vasquez's voice while CNN debates optics, and Fox calls it a deep state hit job. This isn't about gotchas, it's about governance. A nation deserves transparency, not tantrums. Demand the files, grill the docs, vote with eyes wide. Mr. Trump Epstein orange secrets built an empire on bluster. Let's see if it holds when the curtain drops. But strip away the snark, and what's left is a raw, ripping sorrow that claws at your insides like grief you can't name. Imagine the weight of it. A man, once a whirlwind of bombast and bravado, now fraying at the edges, moments of clarity pierced by fog, a body that once commanded arenas now whispering defeat with every labored step. Doctor. Vasquez didn't expose this to destroy. She did it to save, to pull back the veil on a decline that's not just personal but perilous, a ticking clock on the Republic's helm. Feel the ache for the aides who cover, the family who feigns, the millions who elected vigor only to inherit vulnerability. This isn't schadenfreude, it's a heartbroken howl for what could be, a leader whole, a nation unshadowed. But denial devours us all. Honor her courage, demand truth, not triumphs. In that unvarnished light, may we find the mercy to heal, not hide. For him, flawed as he is, for us, fragile as we are. Let the healing begin, before the fall. Santiago del Carmen Maria, Crowning Thoughts. Copyright 2025 Independent Writer, Crowning Thoughts Truth Speaker, AI video content creator, writer, blogger, Santiago, DC. Maria. All rights reserved.